It's an exciting time to be a Kingdom Hearts fan right now. Just 2 days ago, we got a short 1-minute trailer which left us wondering what was left for the D23 panel if they were to have anything to show at all. While they technically said they had nothing more to show besides that trailer, this was more of a deception on their part to surprise us even more when they revealed that the 1-minute trailer they showed us was an edited down version of a 4-minute trailer, and then they showed it to us live on stream for every Kingdom Hearts fan to see. Today I'm going to go through that trailer and try to see what we can learn from it to get a better idea of how the game will be when it releases in late 2027. We start the trailer off in the exact same scene shown from the edited down version of the trailer, only a few seconds earlier, showing more of the scene. Quick disclaimer, I haven't actually seen the movie Coco yet, but I definitely plan on having a Disney movie marathon to prepare, and this will probably be the first thing that I watch. From what I do know about the movie from people in my Twitch chat, is that the movie has heavy themes of death, the afterlife, and other similar themes we've seen in this new direction for Kingdom Hearts, so this is a perfect world to support the type of story this game is going for. He mentions the old man disappearing is because there is no one left in the real world that remembers them, and that this is called the final death. I wonder if this is something Sora has to worry about himself, or if the rule is only applied to the people within the Coco world. He does specifically say you disappear from this world, so he could just mean the afterlife of the Coco world and not all afterlife worlds, but seeing as Quadratum is supposed to be an afterlife of its own, I could see a similar thing potentially happening to Sora. What's interesting about this next part of the trailer is that when Miguel starts singing and playing his guitar, no one seems to even care or bat an eye that the Heartless are there, until Sora starts fighting them off. And from what I can see, they're only looking at Sora the entire time. This could definitely be because that the Heartless are too small for them to see at first, but this does make me wonder if the Heartless are already known there and for some reason have not attacked them yet, so they have no reason to fear them when they start popping up. This wouldn't be the first time they've been non-hostile. In Kingdom Hearts 1 they were also not hostile for a tiny bit before continuing on in the story in the Nightmare Before Christmas world. I wonder if this is something similar. Regardless, I do think they eventually attack for some reason, either by command from whoever the villain happens to be, or because, just like Sora's friends, the Heartless are also on their mission to find Sora. After a brief flash of the Kingdom Hearts 4 logo, we see what is most likely a flashback of the Master of Masters standing in the same flower field that we've seen him stand in before, followed by a dandelion floating up in the sky. If there's one thing that is clear, it's that Kingdom Hearts 4's story is going to be heavily connected to the mobile games in a way that hasn't been done before. I do hope the game has some sort of condensed version of the mobile game story within the game to prepare for the story of Kingdom Hearts 4, because there are some pretty big things that happen in Union Cross and Dark Road that if they don't get addressed or mentioned, it would definitely upset a lot of Kingdom Hearts fans. I'm sure a lot of people are going to watch the cutscenes on YouTube, but it would just be nice for maybe more casual Kingdom Hearts fans that may not know the mobile games even exist and don't want to experience them through a YouTube video and would rather have a more official way to view them. Next, we see a second of Sora looking up at the sky that I think is most likely part of the opening CGI cutscene, or takes place directly after Sora's fight with Yozora, and this is him transitioning to the Quadratum world. It could be that what Yozora meant by needing to save Sora is that Sora was stuck in between reality and unreality, and he needed to be tested to his fullest in order to get unstuck and fully pass on to the other side, that eventually becomes Quadratum. Following this, we see Strelitzia telling Sora that he's now in Quadratum and showing him the city skyline with a beautiful sunset on the horizon. This shot is just absolutely beautiful, and I really want it as a poster in my room or a wallpaper. I really hope that there is a day and night cycle where we get to see the city naturally change lighting rather than how it was in Kingdom Hearts 3 with San Francisco's day and night options, although I would be happy with either. I'm just really hoping they go all out, as I really want to explore all of Quadratum. The next scene shows Sora no longer has the gummy phone, but instead has a more realistic, modern looking phone with the Mickey symbol on the back and a tiny accessory on it that is really hard to see. If you know what this is, please tell me. It kinda looks like a small version of Goofy, but it's not clear enough for me to tell. I'm wondering why the phones have the Mickey symbol, and is this at a point in the game where Mickey has already found Sora? If not, how did Mickey manage to send a phone over to him? Or is this someone's magic turning the gummy phone into this? Or does the Mickey symbol mean something completely different in this world, perhaps? This next part is very cool, and I'm not the only one that feels this way, but this heavily reminds me of the Imperial dropships in Final Fantasy XV, which shouldn't be too surprising at this point. There's been a ton of parallels and direct references between Kingdom Hearts and what was Final Fantasy Versus 13 at the time, before being rebranded to Final Fantasy 15. This game could be Nomura's chance to use a lot of the ideas he wasn't able to use in Versus 13, seeing as how death was also supposed to be a heavy theme in that game as well. Before they changed her to Luna Freya for Final Fantasy 15, she was originally Stella Nox, and she was granted special powers after a near-death experience she had as a child, so this death theme has been on Nomura's mind even back then. Perhaps this leads to some new types of storytelling we haven't seen in the franchise. After this, we see what is most likely the same dark side from the first Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer, causing destruction to the buildings and fighting someone we can't see. We know this city has other Keyblade wielders within it, so it could be someone else besides Sora, like Sigurd, Valley, or some other character that has yet to be revealed. Then we see Sora running up the bus and saving not just a lady, but a kitty as well. My guess is he was trying to save the cat, and the woman just happened to be there. Then we see some really gnarly looking Heartless in a way that I don't think we've seen before. They are a lot more frightening and serious looking. They almost look angry and ravenous. It'd be interesting to see how far they take this concept. Will these Heartless be a lot harder to fight than any other Heartless we fought before? They do seem to be a lot more prone to chaos and causing destruction, rather than attacking those around them. Not only did we see the dark side from earlier attack buildings directly, but right here you can see where the Heartless appear. They are causing everything around them nearby to float. You can also see this turbine of some sort that most likely fell from the sky during all the chaos. We can also see that in addition to Sora's phone upgrade, he also has a watch and an earpiece that most likely works like Bluetooth for his phone, allowing him to answer calls without needing to look at his phone every time. I'm really hoping that the watch might be a very small tease to being able to customize or at least accessorize Sora, similar to how we were able to accessorize Aqua in 0.2 A Fragmentary Passage. I know a lot of us were hoping this feature would have carried over to KH3, but now this is the chance for Square Enix to fulfill this request if they so choose to. We also get another look at Valley, a character from Kingdom Hearts Dark Road looking very cool and a little like Noctis as well if I'm being honest. We get to see that just like Ventus, he holds his Keyblade backwards, and from what I remember he didn't hold it this way in Dark Road, so I wonder if there will be an explanation for where he learned this new style, or maybe it's something he taught himself. They show some more of the Cocoa world and my god, I can't wait to experience this. The city here with the lighting looks magnificent, and I hope every world looks this good. Then, we actually see Sora get this world's Keyblade in a cutscene that appears to be in the middle of the world, as opposed to after beating the world like most other Keyblades. I do wonder if this is something that will be for every Keyblade or only certain ones. I really like this idea, as I never really liked that the story never mentions in any significant way that the Keyblade can change depending on the keychain. The story never talks about it and treats it as if it's more of a gameplay mechanic rather than a significant part of the game's lore, so it's really nice to see the Keyblades have gotten a bit more depth to them beyond just gameplay purposes. Next, we actually get to see a bit more of the UI and some in-game footage of Sora fighting what appears to be a boss Heartless. If you look closely, you can see he's actually holding onto the boss with the Keyblade's keychain like a grappling hook, and then using the Keyblade as a skateboard or more like a hoverboard, and riding it to chase down the Heartless. We get to see button prompts with no labels, likely because the game is releasing on multiple platforms, including PC, and they wanted to show that by leaving them empty. You can see this button here is meant to be a trigger button like R2 or L2 on PlayStation, or left trigger right trigger on Xbox, but instead is left with no label at all. Then we see Sora with Miguel, and who I've been told is a spoiler character, so I can't look him up to see his name, doing what appears to be a team attack or limit break caused by pressing the reaction command button called Piñata Magica. Very fitting, since at the end of it, Sora smacks open a piñata and does an attack that does damage to the Heartless, causing the meter on the top left to fill up a bit. After this, we see Mickey in what is most likely Scala ad Caelum, since he was told to go there at the end of Melody of Memory to gather information about Quadratum and bring back Sora. We can't forget about this amazing line.
This is a lot of new information.
I can already see this being used in memes in the future if they haven't been used already. It's been revealed already that Mickey will be somewhat playable with the screenshots we saw last year, but now we get to see an even more in-depth look, and with what we were told in the Kingdom Hearts panel at D23, we have even more info about this section. Mickey enters a book that leads into a sort of paper world that allows him to make different paper versions of himself to help solve puzzles that allow him to proceed more into the book to discover its secrets. They mention this section is very different from Sora's adventure and will hopefully be something refreshing for players when they get there. I think this can be a really cool idea and a nice way to bring back some of the old school Kingdom Hearts 1 type level design that many players have been missing. Interesting to note is that these paper Mickeys aren't Mickey himself, but rather items or resources collected, allowing the player to hold multiple at the same time. I'm really curious how fun and difficult the puzzles will be, or if they will overstay their welcome and seem more like a burden. I have confidence that they can make it fun, and the speedrun potential here is also very high as well. This next part shows us what we all knew from the first Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer, and that's that Donald and Goofy have traveled to the underworld to seek out Hades, hoping he can help them find Sora since he is in charge of the afterlife. This could be where they are directly after we see them at the end of the 2022 trailer. They are hoping he somehow ended up here, but Hades quickly says that Sora isn't there, but in an almost confused sounding way. Like he should be there, but even he doesn't understand why he's not. Then they show a section where we get to play as Donald and Goofy sliding down these caves trying to avoid lava in the way. Could be that Hades maybe had a possible idea, but only agrees to help them if he can test them to their limits. Or maybe pushing them to their limit is what he needs to do in order to help them. What I really like about this section is how Donald isn't just riding on Goofy's shield with him like he does in Kingdom Hearts 3, he's actually using his blizzard magic like Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat or Frozone from The Incredibles to slide down the cave on his own. I'm hoping maybe in each section we get to choose between Donald and Goofy to be the character we control. If you look closely at the party HUD, there does seem to be an option to swap between Donald and Goofy, so maybe that sliding section is forced Donald section, but in combat we can swap between the two freely. What's cool is that the command panel is slightly different for Donald and Goofy. While they both have attack, items, and combat style panels, Donald's second command is magic and his blue meter says MP, while Goofy's second panel is skills and blue meter says SP instead. I'm curious what combat style means and how it affects the gameplay and playstyle for both Donald and Goofy. At the end of this section, we get to see them do the finisher of whatever their team up or limit break is called, followed by them looking like Force Ghosts from Star Wars in Quadratum. It does seem like only Sora can see them for whatever reason. Both Strelitzia and Valley ask Sora what's he looking at, and we can see Valley look directly at where Sora is staring, but doesn't seem to react. Instead he asks, "What do you see?" to Sora. Then Sora gets knocked unconscious, maybe because whatever caused him to be able to see his friends was too much for him. Following that, we then see Donald and Goofy have somehow made it into the Coco world. I know fans have theorized that this Coco world is where Sora ends up initially and will be used as the first tutorial world, similar to Destiny Island in KH1, Twilight Town in KH2, and Olympus in KH3. I personally think that for part of the game, Donald and Goofy will be right behind Sora, similar to how in Kingdom Hearts 1 where they just kept missing each other in Traverse Town, before eventually meeting up in the 3rd district. I personally think Quadratum will be the first world introduced to us, or at least be the first world we see Sora in. and Donald and Goofy followed Sora's trail and ended up here. Coming up on the end of the trailer, we see Lucio and young Xehanort meeting for what appears to be the first time in Quadratum. It'll be interesting to see what role Xehanort has in the story, considering, as far as we knew, his story was over. At least the older Xehanort. Maybe he'll have some sort of redemption arc, or maybe he doesn't even have his memories, but for some reason can remember Sora, or is at least drawn to him, but he doesn't know why. Then we see Sigrid and Strelitzia looking at not one, not two, but 3 dark sides staring back at them. This section also takes place at nighttime in Quadratum, so even if there isn't a day and night cycle that naturally occurs, we do at least know the game will have parts that will take place in both. After we see Sora smack away a Heartless, we get to see a better look at what are presumably the soldiers from those flying ships that reminded me and many others of the Magitech soldiers from Final Fantasy XV. I really like the design and how it mixes classic high fantasy armor with a more modern twist. It's very fitting for Kingdom Hearts, and almost reminiscent of the Keyblade armor from Birth by Sleep. Next, we see these creepy looking Heartless jumping to attack Strelitzia. We seem to be getting multiple new kinds of Shadow Heartless like the normal and Neo Shadows, but maybe a lot more bloodthirsty and ravenous. While they're in the air, we can see on one of the buildings a news broadcast of the city of Quadratum. I can't read whatever language that is, so maybe this could be an ad for something instead in the world, but it kind of looks like a portal of some kind has opened up at the top of one of the buildings in Quadratum. Then for a split second, we can see Strelitzia attempting to summon her Keyblade to defend herself from the Heartless about to attack her, and Sigurd aura farming, getting ready to fight 3 dark sides by himself, only to be saved by Riku. At least that's what the trailer wants us to think. I'm thinking the trailer is edited in a way to not give too much away, but for all we know, that could be exactly what happens. Square is known for showing too much in Kingdom Hearts trailers. We'll see how much more of this scene they decide to show us as they ramp up the Kingdom Hearts 4 marketing. To cap off the video, I just want to remind everyone that at the D23 panel, they did confirm that Kingdom Hearts 4 will indeed come out in 2027 and will not be delayed. They are 100% sure, and for fans not to worry. This not only means the game is most likely either finished or near finished, but also that Kingdom Hearts 4 will be the last game in the series to get a physical release, since Sony has decided to shut down all physical production and will no longer be making physical versions of their game starting in 2028. I know a lot of us are extremely saddened by this, but at least we know Kingdom Hearts 4 at the very least will have a disc, and that's something to celebrate in my opinion. Thank you so much for watching this video. This is something very new for me, and I wanted to give myself a proper chance at doing a more deep dive type content. Hopefully it's something I can improve on, and I can make more videos like this if people end up enjoying them. Let me know what you found in the trailer, any little secrets or references that I may not have picked up on. I've been playing a ton of Final Fantasy XIV, so I'm a little rusty on some of my Kingdom Hearts knowledge, but it's good to be back and hyped about Kingdom Hearts with everyone. So now's a good time as any to study up on all the lore again and prepare for the release of Kingdom Hearts 4. If you'd like to show your support, consider subscribing to my channel and following me on Twitch where I stream daily. We love yapping about games over there. Thank you for taking the time to watch, and I will see you in the next video.